Thank you, Mr. Speaker. House Bill 2 is about vindicating a tax exemption that we passed last year, doing justice for those who have been forced to pay taxes that are not authorized by our laws, and making clear that our separation of powers still stands. Mr. Speaker, I do have a committee sub, so please ask the clerk to report House Committee Substitute 1.
Mr. Clerk, please report.
House Committee Substitute 1 to House Bill 2.
Gentleman from Boone.
Mr. Speaker, House Committee Substitute 1 makes mostly technical changes, just making clear that the retroactivity only applies to the action for a refund, while also conferring joint and several liability to make clear that the accountability is for all parties involved in this action. And with that, I move for passage of House Committee Sub 1.
Motion made for the adoption of House Committee Substitute 1. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, nay. Motion carries. House Committee Substitute 1 is adopted. Gentleman from Boone.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the legislature, not anyone else, writes the law. And this particularly matters when we deal with the power to tax. Gold and silver bullion is a means for retirement savings and for emergency investments for people of all socioeconomic classes. And we as a Commonwealth decided that this was not to be taxed. And we must be good stewards of tax dollars, as this is the money of Kentuckians. The best way to be a good steward is for us as a legislature to closely guard our role in the power to tax, as we are the people's branch. Kentuckians should never be forced to pay taxes that were never lawful in the first place. House Bill 2 is about righting that wrong that we have faced since August, ensuring that those affected are fully compensated, and holding our government, ourselves as a Commonwealth, accountable for overstepping their authority, and for preserving the consent of the governed, and for separation of our powers. I ask that we pass House Bill 2 and yield to any questions.